So good evening all. I'm Dr. Harshal Mahajan. I welcome you all to this Facebook live session on the topic of eczema and dermatitis. As a part of Eczema Awareness Month, we are covering important aspects related to eczema dermatitis. So initially, we had covered the diagnosis part, what are the symptoms and the treatment options of eczema dermatitis, and for the same, we invite renowned and experienced dermatologists to speak upon it. So today's topic is topical corticosteroid in the management of eczema dermatitis. And to speak on this topic, we have another renowned and experienced dermatologist who is Dr. Rohini Gaikwad ma'am. She has done her MD in dermatology, venereology and leprology. She practices in Pune at Ashaya Skin Laser and Hair Clinic. She has rich experience of over 24 years. She has multiple publications and paper presentations in dermatological conferences. So, with this brief introduction, I welcome Dr. Rohini Gaikwad, ma'am, and request her to take further the proceedings. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Harshal, for the very kind introduction. Good evening, all of you. Today, I have got this opportunity to speak about eczema. Eczema is a very common skin condition for which patients seek the opinion of a doctor or they approach a dermatologist. Now, what is eczema? We all know eczema is inflammation of the skin or which occurs due to a kind of allergy, or it could also occur because of extreme dryness of the skin. And since we are into the winter months, we are getting more and more cases of eczema. Moreover, because of the use of lot of sanitizers, we are also getting more cases of eczema, especially involving the hands. Now, the treatment of eczema, we all know, depends upon the site of involvement, whether it is the hands, it is the face, or it is on any other parts of the body. Another thing is it is depending on the age of the patient. If it is a very small child or an adult, the duration of eczema and the type of eczema. The eczema could be acute or chronic. Acute means which has just occurred within some 3 to 4 weeks time, or chronic, which can be more than 6 weeks. The chronic type of eczema, there is a lot of thickening of the skin, so the management is going to differ. So what happens in eczema, we all know there is a disruption of the skin barrier because of lot of dryness. There is lot of loss of water and disruption of the skin barrier, which leads to signs and symptoms of inflammation like redness, itching, or sometimes there can also be swelling. Now, how do you repair the skin barrier? So the most important thing is to use moisturizers. A good use of moisturizers will maintain the skin barrier and also prevent the formation of eczema, or at least it is going to reduce the severity of eczema. So very important it is that you use moisturizers properly, especially the ones which repair the barrier. Now, there are other topical treatments in cases of eczema, and the most important or the mainstay of treatment is topical corticosteroids. The second group of drugs are topical calcineurin inhibitors, and the newest one which is added is the phosphodiesterase 4 inhibitors. So we will talk about corticosteroids because corticosteroids form the mainstay of treatment. What do corticosteroids do? They are very helpful in reducing the inflammation, itching, and also they help the skin to heal. They are available in various strength. We know that they are available. There are at least 7 categories of topical corticosteroids, ranging from the super potent to the least potent topicosteroids. They can be used in adults and children, but very importantly, your dermatologist will decide which type of steroids is to be used at which site or at what age. We have to understand the importance of the potency of the topical steroids, which is to be used at various sites and at various ages. So they are available in creams, ointments, lotions, or sprays. The the steroids have to be used only, again I repeat that, please use them only under the guidance of a dermatologist, because again the duration, the potency of topical steroids, the type of corticosteroids depends on various factors like the type of eczema, the site of involvement, and the age of the patient. The topical corticosteroids can be used if in the acute condition. We can use the potent topical corticosteroids, which can be used for not more than 2 weeks. Later on, we can shift them to a moderately potent topical steroids, which can again be shifted on to a less potent topical steroids to maintain the condition on moisturizers. Very important is we understand that what are the side effects of corticosteroids, because if we know them, we will know how to use them under proper or strict guidance of a dermatologist. So the topical corticosteroids can have local side effects as well as systemic side effects. So what are the local side effects? You can see if the patients have used potent topical steroids for a longer period than desired, it could be that the skin looks very thin. There are stretch marks appearing on the skin. There could be a lot of infections on the skins, like there can be boils, or there can be aggravation of fungal infections. Sometimes these corticosteroids can get absorbed into the systemic, into the through the blood. They can enter the hypothalamo pituitary axis, and they can cause suppression of this HPA axis, which leads to growth retardation in small children. If corticosteroids are used inadvertently, that is for a longer period around the eyes, over the face, these can lead to cataract formation and even glaucoma. So it is very important that you understand how you use your topical steroids. Now, how much of topical steroid is to be used? Sometimes, depending upon the patient's choice, the patient may use very little topical steroid, or sometimes they may use more than the desired. So we have a dose, or we have a recommendation of how much topical steroid can be used. So we have a standardized measurement, which is known as a fingertip unit. And now, what is this fingertip unit? It is the amount of steroid which you can take on the index finger, from the tip of the index finger to the crease of the index finger, through a standard tube which has a 5 millimeter nozzle. And this one fingertip contains 0.5 gram of topical corticosteroid. The half fingertip unit, that is 0.25 gram, is enough for one palm. So one fingertip unit can be used for 2 palms, that is 0.5 gram can be used for 2 palms. So this much of corticosteroids is the appropriate measure which needs to be used. So please understand the dose and the type of corticosteroids which you are using, and again, please use them as they have been prescribed to you by your dermatologist. Now, we have other drugs which have lesser side effects, and though their mode of action is different, they are also called as immunomodulators. The other group of drugs include topical calcineurin inhibitors, and these topical calcineurin inhibitors include tacrolimus and pimecrolimus. Now, the advantage of these topical calcineurin inhibitors include that they can be used on sensitive skin, they can be used for a longer period, and they can also be used in children. Again, the side effects of topical calcineurin inhibitors is just very mild stinging or burning can be there. There have been some awareness, some people are concerned about the long-term side effects. There have been reports, claiming that there could be formation of lymphoma, but we still lack evidence of this kind of a side effect. So we do use topical calcineurin inhibitors, and the most important use of this, that we call them as steroid sparing drugs, that the requirement of steroids is reduced when we use them along with topical calcineurin inhibitors. The third group of drug, or the newer drug which is available, is phosphodiesterase inhibitor, and which we call, it is available as crisaborole. So it has a similar action like topical calcineurin inhibitors, and also again they can be used on sensitive parts of your skin, like they can be used on the face, they can be used over the genitals and over the body folds. Again, the side effects are very minimal, as like calcineurin, topical calcineurin inhibitors like stinging or burning sensation can be present. And of course, the side effects of steroids are prevented with the use of these drugs like crisaborole. So you can use crisaborole for a longer period of time. So very important is what are the skincare tips when you should follow if you have eczema or you have a tendency for development of eczema. First of all, takes care of your skin by using good amount of moisturizers. You should have your bath with only lukewarm water. Avoid extremes of temperature, that is, avoid hot water or avoid too cold water. You can bathe yourself with lukewarm water, after which you should pat your skin dry with a soft cloth. Avoid using any harsh towel or avoid using rubbing on your skin. Second thing is that you should apply a non-irritating moisturizer, the one which is fragrance free. You can apply it on your skin immediately after you have taken bath. I would recommend that you apply this moisturizer within 3 minutes of taking bath, because this helps in locking the moisture and keeping your skin moist for a longer period of time. Avoid excessive bathing. Some people have a habit of bathing multiple times, more than two or three, at least 3 times. So avoid bathing multiple times. If you are using a lot of sanitizers, I would advise that instead of going in for sanitizers, you can use mild soap cleansers to wash your hands. Avoid contact with irritants such as household cleaners, laundry detergents, perfumed soaps, bubble baths, cosmetics, and other things which can worsen your eczema. Always wear comfortable, loose, cotton fitting clothes. Wool, synthetic, and silk is to be avoided. Wash all your new clothes before you wear them for the first time. Only use fragrance free laundry soap and rinse thoroughly to get rid of the soap. Any residual type of residual soap which is left can be left behind. Avoid excess heat. If it is too hot and if you are sweating, rinse off the sweat with a warm shower so that it does not trigger itching and scratching. You should avoid allergens such as pollens, dust mites, animal dander, and mold. And very important, as we know, most of the skin problems are aggravated with stress. So try to relieve your stress by relaxing yourself, having good amount of sleep, or going in for meditation. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your expert insights on the topic of eczema dermatitis, especially the topical corticosteroid and topical calcineurin inhibitors. I'm sure that the attendees will be benefiting from these insights. So we have a lot of questions pouring in, ma'am. With your permission, can we take those questions?
Yes, of course.
So first question is by Preeti. She is asking, are topical corticosteroid required in every case of eczema dermatitis?
Yes, in most of the cases, we do require topical corticosteroids. In very mild cases, or we can start with a mild steroid and shift on to moisturizers. But yes, in most of the cases, topical steroids are required.
Right. So next question is from Rahul. He's asking, can I apply topical corticosteroid if face or sensitive areas are affected by eczema dermatitis?
Sensitive areas like face, the body folds, and the genitals, yes, we have mild or least potent topical steroids can be applied on these parts.
Right. So next question is from Rahul. He's asking, are there any specific skincare recommendations in winter related to eczema and dermatitis?
Yes, you need to take special care of your skin in winter. First of all, you have to keep your skin moist. I have already said that use good amount of moisturizers and they should be used immediately after bath. Bathe yourself with lukewarm water. Avoid rubbing your skin with harsh towel. Use only soft cloth to pat dry your skin, and use your moisturizers immediately after bath, that is within 3 minutes of washing yourself.
Right. So next question is by Sarabjit. I guess this is already covered. Is regular use of moisturizer beneficial in eczema dermatitis?
Very much. Regular use of moisturizers can at least reduce the severity of eczema and reduce the requirement of topical steroids.
Right, ma'am. Ma'am, since there is time crunch, we'll take this last question. This last question is from Pankaj. He's asking, since winter is setting in, nowadays bathing requires hot water. Does it have any bad effect on skin?
Yes, as I have already said, extremes of temperature do have a bad effect on skin. So you should not use either hot or cold water. Lukewarm water is best for bathing.
Right. So we have covered almost all the questions, ma'am. Still some are remaining, but there is time crunch. So once again, I thank you, Dr. Rohini Gaikwad, ma'am, for sparing time from your busy schedule and sharing your insights on the topic of eczema dermatitis. I am sure that all the live attendees will be benefiting from these insights. I finally thank all the live attendees for taking out time and attending this session. As a part of this eczema awareness month, we'll be coming up with again future modules with next expert experienced dermatologist. Till then, stay safe and stay healthy. Now we can sign off. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity.